Hey there friends, I'm Melanie and you're watching akaMommy, and today I am going to be working on decluttering my kitchen. Now I have been doing the KonMari process in my entire house since the beginning of this year, and I'm finally ready to start tackling the kitchen. This is a really big job, and so today is Saturday. I have an entire day almost that I can devote to this. I really hope it doesn't take me that long because man, it's a lot of work. But I really feel like rather than break this up into individual categories like bakeware and so, dishes and pots and pans and food and everything, it's really gonna be better for me if I just knock the whole thing out in one go. That's kind of how I tend to work. If I can, I'm going to do all of it today. It's just gonna be all of it. So hopefully this video is not going to be tremendously long. I'm gonna do this one a tiny bit different than I have done in the past. I'm going to walk you through and show you all of the areas that I'm going to be decluttering, basically as a before. I'm gonna show you a little bit of the process, but not a lot. I'll kind of just basically show you what I'm doing in order to accomplish this. And then I'm gonna end the video by showing you the after and talking to you about my final thoughts. So I have my cup of coffee here. I have my kitchen all ready to go. I also wanted to mention before I get too much farther into the video that my kids are here today. My husband is also here, and so you will probably see people coming in and out of the video. I really never have a time that I can work on this completely uninterrupted, so I just have to work with what I've got. Distraction free is that's not how you would describe my life. So I'm just gonna work, and I'm gonna go ahead and start by showing you guys some of the areas that I'm gonna tackle today. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna start with this cabinet here. I will probably work in the same order that I'm going to be showing you, and I'm just going to start here and then work my way to the right. This is the very first cabinet that you would see if you came into my kitchen, and it is where I have all of my baking dishes, sheet pans, muffin tins, and so forth and so on. We also, for right now, have the cleaning products that we use for our cooktop. So I don't know that those will stay, but that's what you would see first. And it is kind of a jumbled mess. I'm not gonna go through everything and show you. And then if you pan down, there is a cabinet. Let me move back just a bit. There is a cabinet right down here. And hold on one second and I'll open this one. Down here, what I have is my crock pots. I have this crock pot, and I also have this one. And to be honest with you, there's not much else in there. There is a stock pot in the back, but I will be pulling those out. And probably what I'm gonna do at the same time that I'm doing this is vacuuming out any crumbs or anything that might be down there and kind of doing a clean at the same time, because hey, who doesn't want to add more work to themselves? Okay, so over here in this cabinet, we have all of my baking supplies. So I will be going through all of that today and making sure that I'm good with everything there. I'll check expiration dates, just kind of take a quick look and see what I need to purge. And then over here is where I keep coffee, tea, coffee mugs, and all of the like. So all of those, oh, and all of my mugs and everything. I'm not sure if I said that. So I will be going through all of that today as well. And then we'll just stay up top, and then I'll show you what comes on the bottom. Up here, these are actually, I don't know if you can see it, but these are actually the only cookbooks that I own. So I'll be deciding if I want to keep those. To be honest, I don't really use cookbooks very often. I almost always just get recipes off the internet. So right here, right beside my stove, is my spice cabinet. This one I definitely need to go through and organize, purge, and everything, so you can see all of that is in there. And then let me move you guys over past the sink to the other side. Okay, so in this very first cabinet right here, we have our plates, bowls, some random dishes and stuff like that. So I'll be going through all of that. In this second one, I have, again, more dishes. You probably can't see anything because the lighting is terrible. But I have bakeware up there. This is our medicine container, so I'll be going through that. My food scale, just, random kitchen stuff that everyone has, right? And then that final cabinet over there is just some more mixing bowls and stuff like that. So I'll be going through all of that as well. Okay guys, so I'm gonna attempt to show you these drawers here. This one right here is where we keep our silverware, simply because it is closest to the dishwasher, which is right here to my right. I'll be going through all of that. See, you can hear kiddos in the background. Right here is where I keep all of my linens cleaning cloths here. And in the back, we have matches, just kind of some random stuff, a vegetable scrubber brush. Okay, hopefully you guys will be able to see better now. Let me open this one back up again and just show you a better close-up look. You know, there's not a lot in here. There used to be a lot more, but I'm gonna work on it today. This drawer, you know, just some random miscellaneous kitchen stuff. And then this bottom one down here is where we keep all of our grill tools. That was hard to spit out. A rolling pin, you know, those are hard to find a good place for. And then this is actually food storage. I am gonna go through this today, but I'll go ahead and show you guys on the top here. I'm gonna walk around the other side and show you, but as you can see, there's food storage on the top here, and on the bottom, I have small appliances. So I'll be going through all of that today as well. Immediately to my left is underneath my sink, where I have cleaning supplies, tabs for the dishwasher here, cutting boards, cleaning gloves, towels, and so forth. A lot of this won't be leaving, but I need to go ahead and take care of this and get it done. So here we have a drawer that is solely for knives, just some scissors and things like that. And then here, I definitely will be working in this area a little bit. It's hard to keep this space organized because it's so incredibly deep, which you may not be able to tell on camera, but I'm gonna pull all of this out and decide what we wanna keep and what I can part with. It's basically just glass containers that we keep food in, and then of course the plastic containers. We try to keep this organized, but it's a little bit difficult. And then there's a second level here. So again, all the way to the back there, but we're gonna decide what we're keeping and what we're not. Continuing to the left here, I despise this drawer because it is really hard to house everything that I want to keep. So I'm going to be attempting to make that better. So I'm gonna work on this. As you can see, it's a jumbled mess. The very next drawer down is, again, a jumbled mess. No matter how many times I try to organize it. If you have a big drawer like this and you just throw stuff in, there's an empty box, it's going to end up like this. And so I'm gonna try to come up with a system that will make this easier. Down here in the very bottom one are all the lids to our containers that were in that cabinet right there. And then to the left, we have pots and pans that normally look a little bit better than this, but they have not been properly put away. So there's that cabinet, as you can see, and then the last one over here is right here. And I have an extra carafe for my Keurig, my bread pans right there, and then some things here that I will show you guys. And then we're back over here to this cabinet that I showed you. The last drawer that I have not showed you yet is this one, and this just holds pot holders. These are the only two that I own. I used to have a lot more. And then a meat thermometer, and that's it. That's everything that's in that drawer. So over here, I have my Keurig, Shakeology, coconut oil. I need to put this back in the cabinet, but as soon as I do, it completely liquefies, which is kind of frustrating. These are the utensils that I use most frequently, but I am gonna go through them, make sure that they're all good to stay, and we'll see about that. Stovetop, oils, salt, and so forth. So let me see what else I would, let me go over and show you the other food storage. Okay, so this is our food storage situation, and to be honest with you, I organize this probably every single time I go to the grocery store, but I have kids who get in here and get whatever they need and just throw things back in. So this is a hot mess. I'll be going through all of that. I've got just food stuff up here. We buy a lot of our stuff in bulk, and so I need to sort through all of that. And then on the bottom here, I have all small appliances. So we have a waffle maker, my Bosch mixing thing, my Vitamix. What else is back there? A food processor is back there, my electric skillet, and so forth. So we're gonna work on this. And the last place I'm gonna show you is my pantry. Okay guys, so this is my pantry, and I have shared this several times here on my channel, so I'm just going to show you very briefly what it is like here at the beginning. At the very top, we have some Shakeology, some cereal for my husband, and some protein bars. Moving down, just some more random stuff. Again, more randomness. As you can see, I have organization tools to help me with this. So I'm just gonna try to make sure that everything we have in here are things that we will actually eat, that my family enjoys, nothing is expired, and try to get it as organized as possible. So back in here, we have pretzels and pasta and seeds and oats and all kinds of things. Down one shelf, we have rice, more seeds, pasta, cereal, more Shakeology. Moving down, just more stuff. So I'm going to start pulling stuff out. I will probably hold off on the food for just a little bit. And then on the very bottom, we have potatoes, onions, and protein mixes and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So I thought I would also tell you, do a quick time check so that I can kind of keep you abreast of what the time is. It is 10:45 here, and I have a lot of work ahead of me. Now, the way that I'm planning on doing this is really just kind of doing it one cabinet at a time, because if I pull everything out all at once, it's going to just be too much for me. It's going to be very overwhelming, and so I'm going to do one cabinet at a time, and then we're just going to go. I'm just going to turn on my music, drink some coffee, and bust it out and see how much I can get done. The one thing I did not show you guys today was my cold food, so my freezers and my refrigerator. And I'm not 100% sure that I will get to those today, but I organize those quite frequently because we get into them so often that there's a huge turnaround when it comes to food in your refrigerator. So I'm always in there, I'm always organizing and sorting, but we'll see. I might get to that today, I might not, but I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I have a lot of work ahead of me, and I hope you guys enjoy watching. A little update really quickly. I'm not going to show you the progress that I've made so far, but I am going to show you my mess. I'm definitely at that point in this project where it's got to get worse before it gets better. So I'm just going to pan around my kitchen and show you guys. This is bad, but to be fair, I'm getting close to being done, I think. I've gone through a lot of these cabinets. It's 2 o'clock. So I'm just going to show you, yeah, starting over here, mess, more mess, more mess. Oh yeah, more mess. And then I have trash and trash, and I'm really tired. All right, you guys, I am ready to show you the items that I'm going to be discarding. I'm really actually kind of proud of how well I did. It took me a really long time, and I still have some cleaning left to do, but I'm gonna work on that. Everything you see out here is actually stuff I'm keeping, so I just need to get it cleaned and put away. but I'm going to show you what I'm getting rid of. I worked for about 6 hours on this kitchen today. I did go through all of our food, so I will be showing you that in here just a second. I didn't go through our refrigerators yet, but I did go through our pantry. So let me show you what I'm getting rid of. Everything here on this table, quite frankly, reminds me of a garage sale. Over here, I just have a whole bunch of miscellaneous cutlery, knives, serving spoons, all kinds of stuff. And so I just have some towels, just so much randomness, you know, just random, totally random stuff. So this is everything that I'm getting rid of today, or, you know, from this little purging session. And I'm sure that there will probably be some more that I'll come across, but for now, that's actually more than I thought I was going to find. So I'm kind of proud of myself. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of this cleaned up, and then I'm gonna give you guys the final walkthrough on my kitchen. All right, guys, it is finished. I am exhausted, but it is done. The only thing, like I said, that I did not do today is I did not clean out our refrigerators, but I can do that soon. I'm not gonna stress about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start over in that first cabinet, which is where we started this morning. And I'm just gonna show you how everything turned out. Okay guys, so this cabinet is actually quite a bit more empty, or at least it kind of seems more empty. Yeah, I really kind of pared down to what I know I use and didn't keep anything that I just don't use. And I was pretty ruthless about it. And then I'm really proud of myself because I decided to use the vertical space here and hang these rather than have them in that really jumbled mess of a drawer. So I have one on each side. I'm really happy with that. Then moving to the right, this is my baking cabinet. I hope the lighting is gonna be okay. As you guys can see, it doesn't look a lot different, but it definitely is different. So I went ahead and filled these if I had ingredients to fill it with. You guys saw from earlier, this is actually, there are jars behind these first ones too. It's just the ones in the back are the ones I don't use as frequently, so they are gonna stay back there. Up here, yep. It's clean, it's organized, I like it. And then on the bottom shelf here are things that I really needed to be able to get to a little bit more conveniently. And this had previously been all the way at the top, which was really not a good idea on my part. So back here, I've got cornstarch and dried buttermilk, cocoa, baking powder, just, you know, random things here. I can finally reach all my measuring cups and measuring spoons. This is my maca powder that I use in my shakes. Just some ingredients back in here. Pretty much that's everything that's, yeah, just more stuff. It's really dark in there, so you guys aren't gonna be able to see. But that is that cabinet. Moving over to this cabinet. This one I pulled out quite a bit, and the door apparently doesn't want to stay open. On the top, we have all of our tea, and then I have some extra K-cups over there that I have just in case I run out of coffee or have guests that want coffee, you know, I've got some extras there. And then I have all of my coffee mugs that I decided to keep. And then on the bottom here, I have this entire basket is full of stevia because I do buy it in bulk at Costco. And then I have my stir spoons here, some stevia, some tea, and my coffee that I use every morning. So this cabinet looks a ton better than it did this morning. I did go ahead and decide to keep my cookbooks just because I do reference them from time to time. But yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. Moving over this way, this is my spice cabinet. This one is quite different than it was, and I'm really happy with it. So at the top, I have my Shakeology. This is some extra Shakeology, and then that is the, I sometimes use this, but I don't all the time. So that is, it's a vitamin drink. That's what it is. It took me long enough to spit it out. So that's everything that's on the top. The next one down is going to be all of our bulk spices that I buy from Costco. As you can see, they're just lining both sides. And then this is butter. We just keep it up there so that it is at room temperature. And then my father-in-law really prefers these shakers to use on his food. So I keep those even though I don't actually use that kind of salt when I cook. So I'm shaking the camera all over the place. This, I was really proud of the fact that I came up with this because, you know, I say like I'm some genius that I'm the first one that's ever done it. I had these previously on a tier shelf, and I was really frustrated because I was losing items in the back. I would forget what I had. So I went ahead and put everything on a Lazy Susan, and I am really, really happy about that. Now I can see everything very easily. I have my cooking spray, and then in the very far back, which actually isn't that hard to get to, popcorn seasoning for my kids. They use that when they make popcorn. And then on the door here, again, I really like using my vertical space as much as possible. So I've had this up here for quite some time, but I went ahead and put a lot more of my seasonings up here. So as you can see, we use a lot of Mrs. Dash. I don't actually use hardly anything else because I don't like the salt that is usually used. And then just a couple of extra seasonings. And that is it. Down here, I do have my salt and my pepper that I use when I'm cooking. And then this, you guys remember that came in my FabFitFun box. So it is sitting there ready for us to use it. Okay, shifting down this way. This cabinet really doesn't look that much different. It just has a few less things, and I rearranged a few things, but it does look much cleaner, much neater. This is just allergy medicine that my father-in-law likes to have easy to find, and so I just leave it there so he doesn't have to go hunting for it. But this is this is not that much different. This cabinet right beside it, same. It's not that much different than it was to begin with. I just pretty much reorganized everything and got rid of what we did not need. Okay guys, so this cabinet is one that I did not show you this morning, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't change a single thing in it. I was pretty happy with how it looked. So I have my melamine mixing bowls here, my glass mixing bowls, and then a casserole dish, and those were all in that exact same place this morning. So I did not show you that, but it didn't change. And this was one of the things that I was really happy that I finally got taken care of. I purchased this magnetic strip several months ago, I mean maybe 6 months ago, with this intention because I did not like the fact that our youngest kids could reach our knives. And so I bought this off of Amazon really inexpensively, and today my husband installed it for me. I'm really happy with that. So these are the only knives that I will be keeping other than our steak knives, and I will show you where we're keeping those here in just a second. Okay guys, so I apologize, the lighting down here is not going to be the absolute best, but I wanted to show you this. Yeah, this cabinet was basically, it just looked really jumbled and cluttered. There was a lot more stuff in here earlier, and I'm going to show you what I did, but basically now all that I have in here is my Vitamix and my Bosch mixer. I have this baking supplies. This is some coconut flour, rice. I need to go to Lowe's and purchase a food grade you know, like 3-gallon bucket that I can put this in, but I haven't done that just yet. And then we do have some of our bulk food here. I have these Belvita biscuits, Kodiak cakes, and I'll show you the other side here in just a second. Some goldfish crackers because we have tons of those. But basically everything that you're seeing down here was already stored here. It was just kind of shoved in and not at all in an organized manner. So now I can see everything, I can get to everything, and nothing is sitting on top of anything else. So it looks a lot cleaner, and let's see if my kids can keep it this way. Okay guys, so here is the other side of that exact same cabinet. As you can see, there's the Kodiak cakes right there. Here is some almond flour. My husband loves this stuff, even though I don't like the ingredient list. The Hershey's syrup. He loves it, so, and I will no longer be purchasing this after we use it because it does have high fructose corn syrup in it, and I don't like that, but I bought it, we're gonna use it, and then I won't be purchasing it again. But the regular Heinz ketchup. Here's my Nutribullet. I use this every single day, usually multiple times a day. And then here's my Instant Pot. I will be pulling that out here in just a few minutes to use for dinner, and that is everything that is in this cabinet. Shifting up one drawer, not much changed in this. I basically just reorganized it, made sure that everything was in its proper place. This obviously is our little kids silverware, bigger people silverware. Over here we have our straws, and this is a teaspoon. And right here in the very back is where I'm storing our steak knives. We only have 4, which is fine for our family. But I'm storing them back here because they will be out of reach of little hands. And then here I have a wine opener and a lemon, whatever this thing is called. You know what? I actually don't use this. I'm going to get rid of it. And then a bottle opener. And that is everything that is in that drawer, guys. So that I'm really happy with. This drawer, not much changed. I did pull out some cleaning cloths that didn't belong in here and had somehow, you know, managed to be put in here. So we have these in here to use. These right here I actually use to clean Kyler's face when she's dirty, but the rest of them are used for cleaning purposes. And then back here, this is a drawer pulls out really far. Pretty much the same stuff that I had before. Again, I just organized it and made it look a little bit neater. Next drawer down. Again, same things as that it was already, you know, holding. I just went ahead and organized everything. I can promise you this drawer will not stay organized because there are about 5 people in this house who get into this regularly, and so it becomes a jumbled mess. But you know what? I tried. So here's my chopper, my apple corer, and our corn on the cob skewer thingies. Not really sure what those are called. Next drawer down, again. Sure, I did not change hardly anything in this drawer. This is where I keep my mixer. So that is gonna stay there. I just keep it in this little container with its blenders? I don't know, blades? I don't know what those are called. This is my veggie spiraler type thing. Again, don't know what that's really called. Just some random kitchen stuff, but it does look a little more organized. And then the last drawer down here, again, did not change. I just went through there, made sure we needed everything. I have my rolling pin, my husband's grilling utensils, and then the little, whatever these are called, that came with my Vitamix. I can't remember what these are called. Okay, so that's everything in those drawers. Moving over under the sink, not much has changed. I was pretty happy with the way that it was. I have my 3 cutting boards. I have my dishwasher tabs down here, my basket of cleaning supplies that I reach for most frequently, my gloves when I wash dishes, and some towels. I did go ahead and purge some of the towels that were in here, and these are the ones that I'll be keeping. And then over here in this little cubby, I have my little drying mats. So that is everything that's under here. Oh, and over here, this has been here a really long time, but I forgot to show you this morning. We actually have these to clean bottles or sippy cups. Okay, so this drawer is one that I'm really, really happy with now because this is where we were previously holding all of our knives. But as you can see, it's really low, and I didn't like the fact that little hands could get them. In fact, a few times Kyler has actually tried to get the knives out, and that does not make me happy. So now, rather than have my utensils in a crock on the counter, which also serve the purpose of reducing the clutter on my counter, all of my utensils, or most of my utensils, will be here. I'll show you where the ones are that would not fit. And then in the very back, I have this spoon and the tongs here that are just too long to fit. So I'm very happy with that. In this cabinet, I got rid of some things and I just basically organized what I was keeping. And I apologize, it is really, really dark. But yeah, we use mostly glass for our leftovers. I am holding on to these. Okay guys, so I did hold on to these. These are the only plastic ones that I'm, food storage container, I think is actually what it should be, that I'm gonna keep because these are really good for the freezer. And if I make a big batch of soup or chili, I usually will fill these up and then put them in the freezer, and those are perfect. This basket right here, I'm not gonna pull it out. Yeah, I'll just pull it out for you guys so that you can see what I'm talking about. It actually, we won't get into it very frequently, so it's fine there. But this holds our little containers that we will pack our lunches in when we have co-op or when we just need to pack a lunch for being out of the house one day. The things that we access most frequently are right here in the front. On the bottom, I have my lettuce keeper. Again, this is just something that we do use fairly frequently, little plastic things, but they're kind of random and don't really fit with anything else. So they have their own little basket now. And then everything back here, sorry about that guys, everything back here is going to be extra food storage containers that I would use like in my pantry. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, we're gonna move over, guys. I gotta stand back up. Okay, this drawer was a hot mess, if you guys will remember. It is much better now. It still is very crowded. There's a lot of stuff in here, but I was very, very picky about what I kept, and everything in here I absolutely use. So a couple of ice cream scoops, my potato masher, lemon juicer, can opener, you know, handheld grater, you know, cheese grater. Here's my another potato peeler, or I guess that's my only one I kept. A whisk. This is the only whisk I kept. You know, just some random things. These are the only serving utensils that I kept. And then in the back, I have my pizza cutter, and then our meat mallet. Meat tenderizer. I'm not really sure what the technical name for that is, but this is my utensils drawer, and it still looks really full, but it's not nearly as cluttered as it was. This drawer right below it was also a pretty big mess, so I'm happy with it now. It is now going to hold our paper items, paper and plastic. So here are sandwich bags, snack size bags, and here are 2 reusable sandwich and snack size bags that I have. Plastic wrap, wax paper, aluminum foil, so forth, parchment paper here. I have a bag of straws, and then back here I have my electric carving knife that we use literally once a year, but it's really nice to have, maybe twice a year. So I'm happy with this. It was a really big mess because it also had those silicone, these, let me show you. It was holding these as well as a couple of other things, and it was just a mess. It was really hard to keep organized and keep clean. So I'm glad that I corralled these here and kind of made a barrier for everything here. I'm really happy with how that drawer turned out. And then this one here, pretty much the same. This is a dish drying rack, and so I basically just put all of my lids in here from biggest to smallest, and then back here in this little white basket, which conveniently fit just perfect, are the lids to the extra containers that I have. So I showed you a second ago in the back of that other cabinet that I have my food storage containers. So here are all of the lids. So I personally just find that this is the easiest way for me to store these, and so that's what we are doing. Okay, guys, I promise we're making progress. This cabinet turned out pretty well as well. Again, a little bit dark, and I do apologize for that. This, again, using vertical space, this was being stored in that same drawer with all of the mess. So now it is hanging here. This is what we use to heat up tortillas, and we use it at least once a week, so it's easy to grab there. I kept 1 pot to boil pasta in, my stone pan that I cook in pretty much every day, 1 smaller size pan there, and then 1 small saucepan. And this is the crock that used to be sitting on my kitchen counter. I really wanted to get it off my counter because I'm trying to reduce visual clutter. So these are the only 3 serving utensils that would not fit in these other drawers. And since I don't use these real regularly, I mean, everyone needs a ladle, right? But I don't use it every day. So I have them down here, and I just kind of tuck them off to the side so that I know where they are. I can easily reach them. It's right here below my stove, so it's not a big deal at all. In the back, if you can see it, you may not be able to, I have 2 cast iron skillets and then 1 other pan. There, that's a little better. Now you can see the cast iron skillets. And then this pan right here is, it is cast iron, but it is coated. So I do use that one pretty frequently. And then on top here, I have this bin that I will very rarely ever pull out, but it is holding my KitchenAid mixing bowl, a steamer basket, and some other KitchenAid things that I just don't use that often, but I definitely want to have, and I want to have easily accessible. So let me close this door and then show you the other part of that exact cabinet. I went ahead and put my colanders here, really easy to pull out, and then our salad spinner right back there. And then I have a couple of containers here that I use primarily for when I want to marinate any chicken or meat of any kind, or I use these whenever I am cutting up large amounts of vegetables. This is all of my 21-day fix containers. I have a lot. And then I have my steamer here that I use pretty frequently, so that's really easy to access as well. Close this door. 1 drawer up, I still have my 2 lone oven mitts. I did put this in here You guys help, a spoon rest. I'm not sure if it has a more technical name than that. And then my 1 meat thermometer. Back down here on the bottom, I apologize, my son's using his remote control car. I have my 2 crock pots. This is my basically my standard oval crock pot. I have my casserole crock pot, and then right there is a stock pot / pasta pot. My mom gave that to me, and it is a Wolfgang Puck pot, so it's very, very good, and I do occasionally use it, so I didn't want to get rid of it. And that brings us right back to where we started, guys. All right, guys, so this is the final stop for this video. It is a very long video, I'm sure, at this point, but this is our food pantry. Previously, I was storing quite a bit of our food underneath that other cabinet, and I really didn't want to be doing that anymore, so I really worked hard on this. So, starting at the very top, I have my cooking stocks. I have several boxes of pasta I bought on Amazon not too long ago. My husband's cereal that is almost completely gone. This bin right here is the only one I'm not crazy about having up there, and I'm gonna show you why. It's kind of a random assortment of things. These are rice noodles, whatever those are called, and then snacks. I have some coconut here and some jerky. I'm going to work on using up what is in this basket so that it can be gone, but for now it's at the top because that's the only place I had for it, so it is what it is. Here we have my bread, the bread that my family won't eat. I am eating the Dave's Killer bread. I also have these sandwich thins that my family will eat, but it's not their favorite. So I went ahead and put our macaroni and cheese here, pasta sauce, macadamia nuts. They wouldn't all fit in there, so they're in 2 separate ones. My protein bars, bread for my family. This little bin is basically, I don't know what you would call this. It's breadcrumbs. I have some shredded coconut and then some panko breadcrumbs. So those are kind of like cooking, I don't know, extras. I have seeds here. I have pumpkin and sunflower seeds. 1 shelf down, this is my father-in-law's kind of tiny little section. He has his bread and his oatmeal and his cereal. Okay, moving on. I went ahead and put my oils in here because previously they were sitting right over by my stovetop, and I know that oil needs to stay cool, and so I thought it would be better to keep them in here. So I did go ahead and move them over here. I don't love that they're not really close to my stovetop, but that's okay. I would rather them stay good and fresh. So here we have packages, just random things that we use. Put these back. And then this stuff primarily is what was housed underneath that cabinet. This is miscellaneous condiments and things that I buy either in bulk or just, you know, I'd like to have an extra of. So that's what you'll see up in here. And I love these. These are like one of my favorite snacks ever. So I went ahead and put those in there. Okay, moving a shelf down, we have quinoa and rice. We've got some pasta back there, some spaghetti noodles, some more rice. These are the containers that I was referring to a few minutes ago. So I put my oil in here and it seems to be doing okay. It's not completely liquid just yet. More pasta, which I will fill here pretty soon. Normally I have 2 different varieties of cereal for my kids, and we just buy the bagged variety usually and put those in here. I need to get them some more cereal pretty soon. Next shelf down, we have nut butters and spreads for my kiddos. I have 1 cake mix here. I can't remember why I bought that. I think my kids wanted to make cookies. And then I have 1 box of blueberry muffin mix, goldfish crackers for my kiddos, oatmeal, and more oats. So there's that. This shelf is mostly snacks, applesauce and snacks, a lot of popcorn, and then this basket is pretty much for the random bread, the regular not sandwich bread. So we have tortillas, we have some cinnamon swirl bread, and you know, some little bagels for my kiddos. We have potatoes down here, onions, Quest protein, and then some more of the Zeal back there, as well as my extra organic extra virgin olive oil. All right guys, that is it. I know just from how much I've how much talking that I've done that this is going to be a really long video, and I do apologize, but the kitchen was a huge undertaking, and I'm so glad that it's finally finished. I'm probably going to take a small little break from decluttering just for maybe the remainder of this week, and then I'll pick back up. But that's going to be it. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. I hope that you're not completely bored to tears. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up because it really supports my channel. And if you're not already subscribed and you would like to be, make sure that you subscribe before you go. Until next time, you guys, take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.